Good morning, sixth graders. Miss Power here, coming at you with your Thursday ELA lesson. So today you will be reading a short story called Citizen Karma on actively learn and answering the questions along the way. So this should be old hat for you. We've done it. This is the fourth day this week. We are still on the theme of belonging. So you click on your link and it's going to bring you to the article Citizen Carmen. And the question that you're going to be thinking about as you're reading is, how can a person overcome homesickness? Can you think of a time when you were new to a situation? How did you feel? How did you deal with it? How did you overcome whatever challenges were there for you? So I want you to take a minute. You can pause me and try to think of a time that you were new to a situation. Maybe you were the new kid in school. Maybe you were new to an activity. Maybe it's even this remote learning time. This is a new time. This would be a challenge for all of us. I know it's a challenge for me. So how did I feel when this all first started? I felt nervous, a little bit scared. How are we going to do this? Is this going to work? But I got through the situation with the help of my coworkers, the support of Mrs. Terminelli and Miss Watson and Miss Malloy and Miss Wimet, and doing it all together, and your support, you getting on and doing the work. So by having those connections with other people, it helped to get through something that maybe is a little uncomfortable or a new situation. So hopefully you thought of a time when you were new to a situation and how you felt and how you dealt with that situation. Because that's what this story is really about. Carmen is recently moved to the United States from Cuba, and she's having a hard time adjusting. She doesn't speak the language well. She doesn't speak English well, and it really makes her homesick for Cuba. But someone in this story really reaches out and helps her to feel more comfortable in the situation. So you're going to read the story to figure that out, who that person is and what they do, answering the questions along the way. Please use the notes on the side here. Okay, I know Miss Watson on Monday talked to you about that. It's really important that you use all of the tools that this website allows you to use. For your last question, it does ask you for text evidence. So I want to make sure that you're putting 2 pieces of text evidence in question number 5. 2 pieces of text evidence. So go back, find your evidence. You can paraphrase it or you can cite it word for word. That is going to be your choice. So 5 questions total. When you finish your reading assignment and answering the questions, back on slide 3, that was on the left side, that was your activity. On the right side is your check for learning for the day, which is a Google form. So you're going to click on the clipboard. We're going to reflect on our big question from the week, which is, what is it like to be on the outside? So let me just zoom in on this a little. So reflection on belonging. Belonging means acceptance as a member or part. Such a simple word for a huge concept. A sense of belonging is a human need, just like the need for food and shelter. Feeling that you belong is most important in seeing value in life and in coping with intensely painful emotions. Some find belonging in a church, some with friends, some with family, and some on social media. When you see your connection to others, you know that all people struggle and have difficult times. You are not alone. And there's definitely comfort in that knowledge. So this week you watched a video, you read about different people's experiences with feeling like they belong, and now we're asking you to take some time to reflect on what you've learned this week about belonging. What is it like to be on the outside? How can you be more welcoming and develop relationships with others? You can use all of the different, what you learned this week from our Read Actively articles in poems. You read The Mending Wall, and you watched that video, Relationships and Belonging. It was about boundaries and connections and building defenses make good neighbors. You read the story, The Stolen Party, where the young girl thought that she was going to the party as a guest, but really wasn't. You read the poem about Joey, where he was struggling to fit in school. And then you just read the story about Carmen today. The other thing that you can use to help you answer these questions and think about belonging would be the novel Refugee. So feel free to pull ideas and things that you've learned from there into your answers here as well. So it's simply 3 questions. What are 3 things you learned this week about what it is like to be on the outside? That is worth 3 points. So you need to have 3 things to get all 3 points. What are 2 things you will do to make people feel welcomed or to build relationships with others? 2 things, 2 points. You have to have 2 to get 2 points. And then please add any other thoughts or ideas you have about the topic of belonging. And that will be 1 point because it is required and something needs to be there. Once you're done with this, make sure you hit submit. And then you are done with your activity time and your check for learning. Please make sure you get on, though, and listen to chapter 19 and 20 of the Read Aloud. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have a fantastic Thursday. Can't wait to see your reflection on our learning this week. Have a great day. Oops.